Good evening, Monali. Welcome back to the show. How are you?
Hi, Sanjay.
What is success according to you?
Okay, in the worldly terms, success actually means something that you become in someone else's eyes. So, success basically is the name, fame, those things that you always wanted for yourself. So, success for people is becoming something which other people would want you to become. But for me, if you really ask me my definition of success, being able to have a good 7 hours sleep without break and probably getting up early in the morning without an alarm. So for me, even if I get that much, I think that is the real success. So for me, success is becoming comfortable with oneself.
We have come to a situation where people want only strong minded. Why can't we be weak? Strong minded ही होना चाहिए मतलब और strong minded नहीं है तो you step aside.
See, all these years, as I have been practicing with human mind, uh, what I have realized all these years is as we grow up, probably the thing that is accepted and appreciated is the kind of marks that you get, the kind of trophies that you bring home, and the kind of recognition you get in the external world. As an individual, all of us are not accepted as we are, and therefore, as we are growing old, it is the uh, things that you collect, it is the things that you would be recognized as with those degrees and with those trophies that becomes what you are. Now in all this, what happens is we are also being groomed in a manner wherein you are not allowed to express your own emotions. So, an individual who is expressing his own emotions is considered as a weak individual, and it is always being told to all of us while we are growing up that you need to suppress your emotions. You are never ever going to show them as they are. So, try keeping them within yourself, suppress them, and emotions are being judged as this emotion is correct, that emotion is wrong. So, you're never supposed to cry, you're never supposed to share that you are in pain, you're never supposed to say that you're sad, neither angry, and one who can actually fake it. Because why I am saying one who can actually fake it, because all of us are human beings and all of us cannot be in positivity all the time. So there are moments when we might feel angry, there are moments when we might feel weak, sad, extremely hopeless and left out. But those moments, if expressed or if seen or if shown, then you are shamed, you are labeled as someone who is weak, and it is not at all accepted by people. Now when this happens, you learn as you grow not to show it and suppress it inside, and therefore all those people who can fake it are considered to be successful individuals, strong-headed individuals, and those who are genuine and honest and they are honestly sharing something to you are considered as weak individuals who are given left right advices about how to get strong, which self-help book to read, and which guru to follow.
I think all this should start from home. कि हम लोग के यहाँ जो expectations इतने बढ़ गए, we are talking about educated homes. यहाँ पे बच्चों को प्रोग्राम किया जाता है only for success. Failure goes out of the window. What do you want to tell these parents?
See, it doesn't start in the day. It doesn't. You do not become what you become in a day. It has something to do with the kind of upbringing that you are going through. सभी पेरेंट्स को मेरा यहाँ बोलना रहेगा कि have a realistic outlook towards and realistic expectations from your kids. Have a very realistic outlook towards life also. See what those things that you could not fulfill in your life, children become an instrument to actually fulfill their parents' dreams. So no one asks them ever that what they actually want in their life. So parents will bombard them with everything that they have never become, right from being a cricketer to a tennis player to a painter, and they would see their kids become super genius. And in all this, they make them go from one class to another class after the school, and see to it that they lose on their childhood, a normal childhood. गली में खेलना, है ना, दोस्तों के साथ में घूमना, ये सब बंद हो गया है. You want to create a super genius individual who will identify you in society, and you would feel proud to be a successful parent because your child is getting trophies in all possible aspects of life. So parents are becoming too competitive, and they have created their own identity through their kids, which has actually backfired very badly because they do not get prepared for life. So preparation of life is not in those classes. Preparation of life is on ground, when you actually fight on the ground for that single run, when you actually can push and pull each other and forgive and forget each other on that ground. So I feel that normalcy, that normal childhood is lost, and hence all these problems have come up.
There's this joke doing the rounds of WhatsApp. इसमें एक
Yeah.
एक लड़का जाके अपने दोस्तों को बोलता है कि आई एम इन डिप्रेशन, आई नीड टू टॉक, एंड दोस फ्रेंड्स आर लाइक टेलिंग हिम क्या तेरे को क्या हो गया है, यू नो, आओ हम लोग लेट्स पार्टी, एंड देन दो तीन पैग उसको देखते हैं, एंड देन एट द एंड ऑफ इट ही सेज अब थोड़ा जाना, आई एम फीलिंग बेटर. I mean, I think it can't get more insensitive than this, and everybody's laughing, and I'm supposed to send them an emoji of laughter, but I think this is a serious issue.
Yeah, of course it is a serious matter. Of course it is a very serious matter. If someone is coming up with an expression that I'm feeling depressed or something, is to be attended immediately. Is to be attended immediately. This is because it is a cry for help. And there might be someone who is feeling so helpless and hopeless in that moment,
Right.
that he might impulsively do something that might harm him as an individual. So it is not a time when you joke over it, or probably give him advices regarding anything else, or ask him, or probably nag him saying that इतना कुछ नहीं है, इतना होने जैसा कुछ नहीं है, and why are you saying that, the मौसम इतना बढ़िया हो चला है, and lockdown का period you can watch Netflix
My
and
point
whatnot.
is, my point is, Monali, कि मतलब अभी भी awareness नहीं है. I mean, this joke is doing the rounds of like the educated, masses. So अभी भी
नहीं, अवेयरनेस नहीं, अवेयरनेस डेफिनेटली होता है, पर शर्म आती है उस चीज की. People feel embarrassed, people feel insulted when they say that they are depressed, because we are being brought up in an environment wherein sharing emotions is considered to be a big taboo, a big no. And see, if someone is even telling you their side of the story, the other person also who is listening becomes so uneasy to offer something, be it a रुमाल आंखें पोंछने के लिए, या फटाफट की advices, so that he ends that story. So we become uneasy because we are unaware of how to handle such people who are really vulnerable at that moment of time. But there is nothing more to do. Let us connect with each other as human beings. So see the other person from his viewpoint in a very empathic way. Just stay there. There is nothing wrong. You don't have to do something so that he is going to become happy the very next moment. We don't have to do that. The only thing that we need to do is to hold on that person for that moment, listen non-judgmentally, without any opinion, without any advice, and probably do not make the other person feel let down or low with your gesture and posture and with your words. So even if you can do that, probably the person himself will feel a little better and then listen for seeking help.
I'll give you an example. I received a call from a friend. I cracked a joke and I laughed. The person at the other end said, इसमें हंसने की क्या बात है? I changed my expression, but I realized there's something wrong here.
Yeah.
मैंने उससे कहा कि you want to talk, तो उसने बोला कि तुम एक और बार हंसोगे तो मैं फोन काट दूंगा. Tell me one thing, यदि मेरा फोन काट दिया, probably he might block me also. But I know at this end too that he needs help. ऐसे में हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं?
if someone you feel is in depression or is in need of help and is not in a position to take it, probably because of embarrassment and doesn't want to and not feeling comfortable to do that, we can make the first move and we can go and talk to such persons. Maybe in the first visit they may not open up, but if you really value that human being and you really want him to do well in his life and probably get out of the situation that he is in, pursue the person again and again. Talk to the person. Tell them that you are there to listen. Tell them that you are not judging him over anything and you will keep utter confidentiality regarding whatever he shares with you. You're not going to make it an gossip issue in that group. So if this confidence brings, if you can bring up this confidence, probably people then come up with their life stories.
The issue is practical. It is so difficult to convince them. Somebody like me, and it's not just one case. There are so many. There's so many, and it is so difficult to convince them. Matlab, like you said, you don't be judgmental. You need to talk to them. You don't need to be around them, but they don't want to be around you. They don't want to talk to you. And somebody like me, like I'm not a counselor, right? I can only understand what the person is going through, but then the practical baat kar raha hu ki it is so difficult to do this. So, I mean, is there a very practical way of kind of convincing them to visit a psychiatrist or maybe call up the psychiatrist?
इसका ये सिंगल आंसर नहीं है, इसका कोई सिंगल आंसर नहीं है, and ये उतना सिंपल भी नहीं है. I would completely agree and accept with you. But at the end of the day, Sanjay, I want all of you to look at human beings as human beings and not something that you want them to be. See, when you're looking at even at your friend being vulnerable creates something inside you which you do not like. And therefore, you're trying to correct it. But your friend is made up of emotions and he might be absolutely vulnerable at that moment of time. Instead of trying to correct things, can we just let the person be for some time? Can we allow that person first to accept his own emotions? And allowing that person starts from you allowing yourself, seeing that person with those emotions. That connect has to come. Human to human connect with a lot of empathy and understanding that that person is really going through something, person is really going through something is something that you really need to look into. हम भागते हैं, लोगों के आंखों में दर्द देखना हमको पसंद नहीं आता, तो हम भागते हैं उस चीज से. और आप जेन्युइनली नहीं बोल रहे हैं, ये सामने वाले को समझ में आता है. कई बार लोग जब हमारे पास में लेके आते हैं और हम उनको कन्विंस करते हैं, तो लोगों को लगता है आपने कन्विंस कैसे किया? क्योंकि हम आंखों में आंखें डाल के we look into the emotions of people as raw as they are, and there is nothing to fear about any emotion in life. All of us have experienced it. So if someone else is experiencing it from a very vulnerable position, let us hold him or her for some time. If you can genuinely express that with a lot of patience and perseverance and going back to that person again and again, I guarantee you, Sanjay, a time comes when that person actually accepts your help and maybe after some time seek professional help. But till that time, you do not leave him hopeless and helpless, and you make him feel that he is worthy enough for your attention, for your time, and your investment of your own emotions in that person. That itself is very important. You see, that is very important. If you are actually investing your time on someone, probably the person feels I'm worthy enough, and then he might be more in an acceptance mode of whatever you offer to him or her.
सुसाइड जब करता है तो लोगों का पहला रिएक्शन होता है व्हाट्स हैपेंड, नो सिंपैथीज फॉर, that's the first reaction, like why did he waste his life, God gave him that life. But nobody's understanding कि किसी को life यदि अपना लेना है तो properly उस level तक गया होता है. Could you explain to us what leads a person to this position where he actually commits suicide, he or she.
Sanjay, when someone commits suicide, all of us out there have to understand that anyone out there doesn't want to die. If I ask in a seminar or anyone to raise their hands that you would like to die, no one here is going to raise the hand. So life instinct is very strong. But when someone is going and committing suicide because nothing in life ahead looks good, that person is feeling so hopeless at that moment of time, जिसको हम कहते हैं ना कि कोई उम्मीद नजर नहीं आती आगे, तब death becomes life. When life is more painful, death becomes easier. So वो कायर था, वो लड़ने की उसमें ताकत नहीं थी, and he ran away, and he is वो अपने माँ बाप का कसूरवार है, and what not. So all this is being said very easily and very loosely, but someone who is actually doing it is in so much of psychological pain that for him the very next moment is also very painful, and therefore he ends it there. Most of the people who attempt and are saved for some reason later, and when we talk to them, they say कि तभी अगर मुझे कोई बात कर लेता तो शायद मैं नहीं करता, अभी मैं नहीं करना चाहता हूँ. But that moment is weak. See, the person is not bad, the person is not weak. That moment है ना, कई बार वो समय गलत होता है, हम बोलते हैं ना, वो समय गलत होता है उस इंसान का, और उस समय अगर नहीं मिला आपको हेल्प, टाइमली हेल्प नहीं मिला, तो anyone might do that. And of course it doesn't happen in the day. It is something that is piling up, and the person then does it. So those who all say कि वो कायर था, ये था, वो था, आपने उसको 6 महीने से देखा, आपने ऑब्जर्व किया? सुसाइड कोई एक दिन में तो नहीं करता ना कि भाई इट इज अ फन टू डू दैट एंड मैं करके देखती हूँ, मैं पता नहीं कैसे लगेगा, तो ऐसा नहीं होता. तो जो इंसान ये करता है वो किसी चीज से जाता होता है जो हम ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हैं. So there are cues that you might realize that the person is going through, probably the kind of talk, the use of words, withdraw करना, पुरानी बातें निकालना, repentance आप देख सकते हैं, all or none thinking होता है कि ये नहीं हुआ तो मैं ये कर दूंगा, ऐसा वो शेयर करते हैं. ऐसा नहीं है कि उन्होंने शेयर नहीं किया होता, पर कई बार हम नहीं सुनते या हम सुनना नहीं चाहते, probably हमें देखना नहीं होता कि ये इंसान कुछ ऐसा कर सकता है. So such things happen. And then we have all reasons to give, इसकी वजह से, उसकी वजह से ये हुआ होगा या वो हुआ होगा. Rather than finding reasons in the external world, all of us need to introspect that one life is lost, and probably what was my role to help, which I could not do at that moment of time. Instead of pointing fingers to different people, Sanjay, the thing that we need to do is to find out what change I can make in this world so that less and less number of people actually reach in the position when life becomes more painful than death. So it is our collective responsibility in the society to reach out as many people and ask them to seek help. Nobody is going to judge you, nobody is going to say you weak, nobody is going to take away your confidential life stories and make it public. No one is going to do that. And we all are human beings. You, me, everyone has got a suicidal ideation at least once in lifetime. हम मना नहीं कर सकते इस चीज से. Definitely we also have given a thought. The only thing is we were surrounded by people who helped us get out of it.
लाइफ में कभी ना कभी एक बार उन्होंने किसी को तो बोला है कि मुझे मरना है, कभी ना कभी तो बोला है, you know, किसी से. But a person in depression, I want to tell you this. What does it mean?
See, all of us need to understand that frustration में मैंने बोलना या आपने बोलना कभी कि I just want to commit it, no more, अभी ये मेरे से सहन नहीं हो रहा, बहुत हो गया. This is a different thing. This is just an impulsive, fleeting thought. अभी के लिए आया, 2 मिनट के बाद जब गुस्सा ठंडा हो गया, तो life was very rosy for me. A person in depression is a medical illness. See, all of us need to understand. Person doesn't commit suicide. Person dies of suicide. This is very important. person dies of suicide. And person dies of suicide का मतलब ये है कि ये कॉम्प्लिकेशन है एक मेडिकल इलनेस का, जो डिप्रेशन था या कोई और मेडिकल इलनेस हो सकता है, जैसे शिजोफ्रेनिया हो सकता है, किसी को बाइपोलर डिसऑर्डर हो सकता है. तो डिप्रेशन ये एक मेडिकल इलनेस है, ये एक मानसिक बीमारी है, ये ब्रेन की बीमारी है और किसी को भी हो सकती है, जिसमें सुसाइडल आइडिएशन, सुसाइडल प्लानिंग और सुसाइड कमिट करने का इम्पल्स आना, सोच आना, ये रेगुलरली आता रहता है उनके दिमाग में. मुझे अभी गुस्सा आया, मैंने अभी बोल दिया, इज जस्ट a reaction to this to something that has happened. But person who is depressed has this ideation since many days and they plan it very well. When they commit, they plan it very well. So ये एक कॉम्प्लिकेशन है एक बीमारी का, सुसाइड करना. उस बीमारी को अगर हम जल्दी पिकअप करते हैं, see if we can pick up someone who is showing certain behavioral changes, which includes talking to old friends suddenly, giving away things, withdrawing from people, right? Or calling up someone in the midnight, calling up people and telling them that they love you and they would want best of life ahead for you, and they are asking for forgiveness and sorry, and you know that they have been lonely for quite some time. Always remember these behavioral cues. They are trying to tell you something through that behavior. One has to be very cautious, vigilant, and careful when people are doing that. And always ask them questions. Always be there when you feel that they are vulnerable. You can definitely save a life. I have got one story to tell. One lady was a victim of domestic violence, and she went to the railway station one fine day because she was battered black and blue, and she felt it is no point continuing with her marriage as well as life. So she went on the railway station, but then suddenly she remembered me. And I thank God that she remembered me. She remembered me, and she always, whenever we used to speak, I always used to tell her that you are more than a wife, you are more than a mother, you are an individual, and you have to cherish this individuality of yours, even if the world is not doing that for you. So she remembered those words, and she came back all the way to my clinic. She did not go home. She came all dirty and messed up, and she shared that I remembered you, and therefore I have just come to thank you. I'm going to go back, but I just wanted to thank you for everything that you did till date. Then I said, okay, let us speak. You can always go, but we wait for some time. Let me have a word with you. And then I held her there. मैंने उसको चाय बिस्कुट खिलाया और हम लोगों ने 2 घंटा बातें की. बाकी पेशेंट्स को उस दिन मैंने घर भेज दिया. And then I kept speaking to her. Meanwhile, my staff contacted her husband and he came, and then we had a good session. And she is living her life because we could hold on her at that moment of time. So if you could do that, all of us together, holding someone when the person is vulnerable and doesn't think he is worthy of living, and telling the individual that you are not only worthy, you are a great human being. The only thing is probably you are feeling weak at this moment of time, and it can happen to any one of us. So you don't have to feel embarrassed or insulted about it. Make the person comfortable. Probably he or she will not do it again.
Every story of depression and mental health that you listen to or read in article is not less than 5 years, 7 years, 8 years. Like every person who talks about, his illness, he says, I've been fighting depression or mental health for 5 years. Someone says 7 years, some say 8 years, 10 years. So people who are kind of slipping into depression, मैं उसको लेके भी जाता हूँ, उसको डर लगता है ये बहुत लंबा खींचने वाला है, मेरे आसपास कहीं ठीक नहीं होने वाला. That itself is so kind of demotivating.
See, understand, there are different kinds. है ना? So few people have a depression, which is a minor depression, which gets well in years or two's time. कुछ मेजर डिप्रेशन होता है और किसी का रिकरेंट डिप्रेशन होता है. तो जो रिकरेंट डिप्रेशन वाले जो पेशेंट्स होते हैं, उन्हीं को हमें थोड़ा सा लंबा चलना पड़ता है. कि कोई रेजिस्टेंट डिप्रेशन भी हो सकता है, तो उनका लंबा चलता है. पर सी मैं वही बता रही हूँ ना कि जब लोग डिप्रेशन की बात करते हैं ना कि आई हैव बीन डिप्रेस्ड फॉर 8 years, दे डू नॉट मीन डिप्रेशन डिप्रेशन, डू यू गेट माय पॉइंट? दे मीन दे हैव बीन फीलिंग लो. See, it is such a loosely used word. Everyone uses it as if it is like काम वाली नहीं आई तो मुझे डिप्रेशन फील हुआ. ऐसा लोग बोलते हैं उसको. वो ऐसा नहीं होता. See, depression is a medical entity which is to be seen very seriously. आप ये बोल सकते हो कि मुझे स्ट्रेस फील हो रहा है, या मुझे दुख हो रहा है, या मुझे लो फील हो रहा है. आप ये यूज कर सकते हैं. बट व्हेन पीपल से 8 years आई एम फाइटिंग डिप्रेशन एंड आई हैव बीन वेरी ग्रेट फाइटिंग डिप्रेशन, probably it is not depression that you are saying. And those people who claim that they have come out of it by themselves without any psychiatrist help, they're never depressed. They've just felt low, and it was stress that they were feeling. So jogging and gardening and those things, they could get out of it. So बिना दवा पानी के डिप्रेशन ठीक नहीं हो सकता. और इसी बात को हमें समझना है, क्योंकि हम उसको अगर जनरलाइज कर देंगे ना, से क्या होता है, उसका जो सीरियसनेस है वो निकल जाता है ना. आप बोलोगे मैं भाई 8 साल से डिप्रेस्ड हूँ और मैं गार्डनिंग कर रहा हूँ तो मेरा डिप्रेशन चला गया, ये गलत बात हो जाएगी ना. यू आर गिविंग अ रॉन्ग इम्प्रेशन. See, it is a serious medical disorder which is very common. Sanjay, every 40 seconds we are losing life in this world. हर 40 सेकेंड में हम लाइफ लूज कर रहे हैं to suicide. So we need to understand the gravity of this scenario by using that word very loosely, or by simplifying it to just meditation, gardening, yoga, or any spiritual lecture or self-help book is never going to help us. So we need to take it seriously. And someone, if he is seeking help, let us not judge the person, and let us not discuss him or her even behind the back. Let us take this opportunity not to blame that person for doing it or labeling someone for doing it, but to understand that we all somewhere go wrong when we do not hold someone who is seeking and crying for help.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you so much.